Hiding behind a thick tree, Buggy couldn't contain his glee. His eyes sparkled with mischief as he meticulously set his trap, a crude pitfall disguised with fallen leaves. Buggy was no stranger to the thrill of the chase and the thrill of being chased. As the big bird neared the concealed pitfall, Buggy's excitement grew, and he suppressed a silent giggle. He watched with bated breath as the elegant creature approached the well-disguised snare. Annoyed, the big bird looked at the ground with its intelligent eyes. Noticing it very quickly, it lifted the camouflaged debris away to reveal the cunningly concealed hole. One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 40. Usopp Pirate Group. With a loud thud, he hammered Kuro to the unforgiving ground. The air was still, and yet only one stood as the victor. He did it, Captain Kuro was. Even a ship of Marines weren't able to defeat the 100 plans, Kuro, exclaimed one of the Black Cat pirates with disbelief. He really beat him. Who the hell are you? The crew stood, paralyzed by the unfolding scene. Luffy, the victor, spoke with confidence. Monkey D, Luffy, there's no way I'd lose to a pirate who gives up his name and runs from the sea. The only time a pirate should give up his name is when he dies. Confusion rippled among the Black Cat pirates. Luffy, I've never heard of him, they murmured. You better try to remember my name. I'm the one who's going to become the king of the pirates, Luffy declared. Is this guy crazy? The pirates stammered as Luffy, with a swift motion, threw the defeated butler towards them. Take him back, he demanded, and don't ever come back. With that authoritative command, the Black Cat pirates, dazed and defeated, retreated from the shore in great haste. As Luffy observed the fleeing pirates, the toll of his battle became apparent. His stance faltered, and he collapsed from his wounds. Luckily, Nami caught him before he hit the ground. You fought hard, she remarked. The crew, sensing the urgency, hurried to make their escape. Nami, sitting on the ground, pondered. I guess even you can't stand up after being cut so many times. Why did you get so mad earlier? Lying on his back, Luffy responded simply. I don't like them. They're wrong. Nami, holding his straw hat, stared at him for a moment. What are you talking about? It's obviously because they're pirates. I want meat, Luffy replied. You... The dense forest enveloped Zoro as he tied his black bandana around his arm, the echoes of the defeated Django fading into the background. Can you guys keep everything that has happened here as a secret? Usopp asked. What? A secret? But why would we do that? That's right. We fought for the village. Everyone will change their opinion of you, Captain. You could be the town's hero, the boys exclaimed with enthusiasm. Kaya, observing the scene, spoke out to Usopp, her words gentle but firm. We have to fix the misunderstanding about you. Usopp, wearing a solemn expression, replied, There's no misunderstanding. People would just say I'm a liar like I've always been. It's over now, and I don't want to cause unnecessary fright. Besides what has happened today, I think pirates wouldn't be interested in a small village like this, and the villagers would be able to continue living their lives peacefully. So let's just say nothing happened. The words hung in the air, and Kaya and the three boys watched in surprise as he pressed on. Nothing happened. It was all a lie. Usopp, she voiced, but was shortly interrupted. I won't force it on you guys, but no, I can do that. If that's what's best for this village. Ninjin responded. P-Man agreed. Same here. Me too, Tamanegi added emphatically. I won't tell a soul. Usopp then turned his gaze to the mistress. Kaya, is it going to be hard for you? No, she said calmly. In the heart of the quaint village, nestled among the trees where the birds sang in harmony, the morning unfolded with its usual serenity. But today, an unsettling realization dawned upon the villagers as the clock struck 7. Hey, it's already 7 o'clock, pondered a concerned couple. My gosh, you're right. I overslept. That's strange. Usopp didn't come today. The absence of Usopp, a familiar figure in the daily rhythm, echoed through the village. Murmurs of worry and confusion filled the air as another resident pondered aloud. I wonder what happened to Usopp. Feels weird. Throws my whole schedule off. In a humble abode, an old couple shared a moment of concern. Dear, it's time for work, the wife reminded, but her gaze lingered on the empty path. Really? Usopp hasn't come running through yet, replied the husband. In another home, a little girl broke the hushed atmosphere. Mommy, is the big liar not coming today? She questioned. Is that lying brat not here yet? Were we a little too harsh on him yesterday? Oh, I'm sure he'll come tomorrow, mused the parents. The once trivial concerns now cast a shadow over the village, leaving an air of uncertainty that lingered like the morning mist. As the 3 boys went back to their own home, their parents greeted them with a mix of concern and exasperation. P-Man, how could you get your clothes dirty so early in the morning? Go wash up! P-Man winced at the volume of his mother's scolding. Yes, Mom, he mumbled, shuffling off to clean himself up. Meanwhile, Ninjin's mother was in the midst of preparing dinner. She turned to her son with a quizzical expression. Ninjin, have you seen the frying pan? I can't make scrambled eggs without it. With a mischievous smile, Ninjin held the pan behind his back. I'll have them uncooked. I like them uncooked, he grinned. Tamanegi, however, wasn't as fortunate. His mother had a keen eye and noticed the state of his glasses. Her voice rose in frustration. Did you break your glasses again, Tamanegi? I'm so sorry, Mom, he apologized. At the coastline, Usopp stood with a grateful smile, his eyes reflecting the fading hues of the horizon. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami gathered around as they listened to his words. Thank you. It's all thanks to you. If it weren't for you guys... The village couldn't have been protected, Usopp exclaimed, sincerity lacing every word. Zoro leaned against the slope's wall. With a smirk, he replied, What are you saying? If you hadn't done anything, I wouldn't have either. Same here, Luffy added. Nami, cradling her white sack with a tender touch, added with a playful glint in her eyes. That doesn't matter. I was able to get the treasure. In light of this, there's a decision I've made. Huh? Back at the Grand Mansion, the air hung heavy with tension as Kaya delicately tended to Mary's wound. The room, adorned with opulent tapestries, bore witness to the aftermath of a recent disaster. What? Did you just say? The servant, still reeling from the shock, relayed his disbelief. After such a disaster, we are to act as though nothing has happened? Would you rather not? She countered. The servant's features softened into a contented smile. How good-natured this young man is, he mused, seemingly pleased. He says it's best for the villagers. Are you all right with that, mistress? Kaya continued her careful work, bandaging Mary's wounds inflicted by Kuro's cat claws. If Usopp says it is the best, then I will do so, she replied. I see. Yes, I will go along with your story, the servant acquiesced, nodding in agreement. And Mary, she spoke out, there's a favor I'd like to ask of you, she added. As the clouds shimmered across the sky near the cliff, Usopp had gathered his 3 comrades, Piman, Ninjin, and Tamanegi. A gentle breeze whispered through the air as the 4 figures stood facing each other in the barren plain. "Captain Usopp, what is it that you wanted to talk to us about?" they asked. "Oh yes, you're all here," Usopp replied, his eyes gleaming with pride. He turned around, facing the vast expanse, and began to unravel the tale of their recent battle against the pirates. "You guys fought bravely against those Kuro pirates. It was a battle worthy of the Usopp pirate group. I'm very proud as the captain." With a deep breath, Usopp continued, his gaze now fixed on the distant horizon. "5 years ago, we formed the Usopp pirate group when you guys were 4. This was the greatest and most magnificent battle we have experienced in those 5 years, and now it's sudden. But I have decided to go to the sea by myself. I'm going to become a real pirate." Stunned silence gripped the 3 boys as Usopp smiled, as the weight of his decision became clear. "What? Captain?" They wavered. "After seeing them, I decided I'm going to leave this village," Usopp declared joyfully. "There is only one reason, because the flag is calling me." "Captain, that's a lie. That's also a lie. Right. That's so sudden. Besides, don't you love this village, Captain?" "What's going to happen to Usopp Pirate Group?" Usopp turned around, facing the sky. "Thanks for everything, guys. I don't plan on telling the folks in the village. Say bye to them for me." "No! No! I don't want to say that! Don't go, Captain!" they pleaded. But Usopp continued, calling their history to the forefront. "Do you remember this place? This is where we first met." 5 years ago, Usopp sat on the field as 3 young boys approached him. They called him a liar, a very famous liar. "I don't want to hear that story," Piman shouted. But Usopp looked back at them with glee and told them to call him Captain Usopp from now on, and that they are a part of the Usopp pirate group. Despite his words, they questioned his sanity. "A lot has happened," he pondered. The scenes flashed by, playful missions. Usopp commanding the boys to chase out a dog, mistaking it for Cerberus. Another, the captain himself running after a lizard, proclaiming it a dragon, urging the Usopp pirate group to capture it. The boys witnessed Usopp's perfect sharpshooting skills, and he claimed it was because he was a brave warrior of the sea. In another escapade, they stole apples from the store, convinced the owner was an alien. "What are your life ambitions?" Usopp questioned them. Ninjin boldly declared, "To own a bar," Piman shared. "To become a master carpenter." Tamanegi added, "To become a writer." As the 4 of them started to cry, Usopp shared a tearful farewell, boldly saying, "While not losing sight of our ambitions, swear that you will go on the road you have chosen. Starting today, the Usopp pirate group is disbanded."